So, we're seeing the consequences of letting the government take over nearly every aspect of our lives for 2 years now, ostensibly for our own health and good. Meddling, busybody bureaucrats now feel empowered to start legislating and pushing Canadians into what they feel should be better eating habits. Now, just how much do you want government to control our lives? Health Canada, this is the latest one, it's on the Western Standard Story, is proposing that warning labels be forced onto the packaging of all ground beef and pork products. They feel that Canadians don't know what's in a single ingredient package, and they want to push us away from buying it. To begin with, ground meat and pork products aren't unhealthy. The issue some people have is in consuming products in moderation. Yeah, they eat too much. That doesn't matter what it is. And that can apply to any food. Obesity is an issue, and it causes a lot of health-related problems. Trying to push people away from ground beef and pork products won't do a damn thing to aid with that, though. What this labeling could do is push people away from those good, cost-effective sources of protein and push people into processed foods where ingredients are more nebulous. That sure as hell won't make people any healthier. The other consequences, of course, is that we could be damaging our domestic pork and beef producers, of which Canada, we have a lot of people reliant on those industries, and they're important ones to us. That might not be them to these people, though, so much a consequence as an intention. You remember, woke extremists, they're infiltrating every level of government. If you think elected officials are bad, just look at the people who've been populating the bureaucracies, such as Health Canada. In the world of the woke, they feel we need to force the world into becoming vegans in order to stave off global warming. I believe there's a story coming up about some measurements of cow farts even. Yes, the cow farts are warming the world. We have to stop it. And they've attacked all forms of meat production and feel the ends justify the means in trying to push people away from all meat consumption. Now, we see these kind of nuts in the news all the time as they glue themselves to counters in fast food restaurants or break into farms and try to free the chickens and turkeys. The people in government bureaucracies are no less crazy. They're just more subtle and more dangerous. If we start labeling ground meat packages with warnings, as we have with, say, cigarette packages, you can rest assured the zealots in Health Canada won't stop with a simple small warning label. As with other products, they want to get more blatant and pushy. Perhaps they'll force packages to display pictures of clogged arteries in people or a liposuction procedure. Maybe they'll demand pictures of animals in a slaughterhouse be shown on the labels. I wish I was exaggerating, but we can't underestimate just how far the authoritarians in government want to go in order to impose their worldview on us. Hell, they're even giving presentations to young children in schools on how to eat bugs, for crying out loud. They won't stop on ground meat products. They're going to go after roasts. They're going to go after steaks. They don't want to warn consumers about health risks. They want consumers to stop consuming these products altogether. Likewise, they won't stop with meat. They've already expressed their intent to force labeling on foods with high salt or sugar content as well. They're on a crusade to make us eat what they tell us, and they don't see any limits. They have no respect for the individual choices of others and feel it's their mandate and role to make those choices on everybody's behalf. This is going to put pressure on manufacturers and distributors as well. Food's a narrow margin industry, and extra labeling requirements cost money. We really don't need food prices rising more than they already have been right now. People are struggling. As with liquor and cigarettes, the health crusaders will pressure for taxes to be added to foods they deem unhealthy for people or the environment as well. Many times they've already been calling for fat taxes to be applied in certain restaurants and on certain foods. These extremists now have a government authoritarian enough to indulge these social engineers. Trudeau never made a tax he didn't like. We're losing our rights incrementally, and this is yet another example of it. What people are dismissing as no big deal today will turn into deepening incursions upon our right to choose, and there are few choices more personal than that of what we'll consume. My body, my choice, you guys. I'm sick of being hectored and scolded by an ideological regime obsessed with controlling my actions under the guise of public health. We need to start reading the writing on the wall and start pushing back at this barrage of controls upon our life and commerce. Canadians need to stand up and say it loud and clear. Hey, Trudeau, take your hands off my meat.